in jewelry that is inspired by both ancient motifs and modern sensibilities.
This is something that fits very easily into my day-to-day life.
And my quest has brought me to the city of Pune, in the country's Deccan heartland.
Do you think I'll be able to achieve enlightenment quickly?
I'm Nikita Anand, and you're watching Oh My Gold. After that big splurge, it's time for something a bit more esoteric. So how about meeting designer Sumit Sahni, who trekked all the way up to the far-flung monasteries of Ladakh and Sikkim to get inspiration for this unique collection? Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? I definitely want to know more.
I haven't heard of monastery jewelry before. I mean, I know of temple jewelry, which is very famous down south.
That's right.
But what's monastery jewelry all about?
Oh, this is the latest fad, actually. My latest collection is called the Monastery Collection. It is actually an eclectic fusion of the contemporary, ethnic, and the spiritual charm. You see the Om
this is the prayer wheel?
That's right. These are all individual prayer wheels with the mantra Om Mani Padma Hum.
Okay. This is a lovely neck piece. It's a nice mix of colors.
Absolutely.
The blue and green are really complementing each other very well.
That's right. And the red, I think, just sets it off perfect. And it's actually a fusion of a Mughal element to it.
Right.
We've got the lapis lazuli. We've got a carved Asian Buddha element there. I think you should try it on, actually.
I'd like to.
Sumit has given a funky new spin to traditional Buddhist figures and motifs by combining them with Rajasthani jarao, colored stones, beads and wood. The collection is quite dazzling, and there I thought it would be about Zen-like simplicity.
You know, I love the Buddha form. And in a lot of pieces, I see that you use that as well. So do you also have that instant personal connect?
I have an immediate connect with Buddha. I think I breathe, I listen Buddhist chants all the time.
And you're like a little laughing Buddha yourself.
Another favorite piece of mine is actually called the Climbing of the Monastery. So here you see the prayer wheels.
Right.
So these are all movable wheels. Whenever you are actually going up to monastery, you are actually following a path. You are moving up. So this is the whole journey or the path which is taken.
So are you saying that if I keep this on, do you think I'll be able to achieve enlightenment quickly?
You move these wheels, I think, and you would, I think, achieve enlightenment very soon.
I am not sure about enlightenment, but I know just the place to attain jewelry nirvana.
Nikita, I think right now you are in the best possible company.
Why is that? Because I'm with you?
No, not me. Because we are at a diamond counter and diamonds are supposed to be girls' best friends.
Yes.
Nowadays, even all the precious stones like rubies and emeralds and amethysts and all the semi-precious stones also have become girls' best friends, you know.
So the gang has increased.
Gang is increased. Earlier, diamonds were beyond reach for the commoners.
So not very affordable.
Yes. As you can see, like this piece,
it has a lot of sparkle.
there's a lot of sparkle.
Dazzle.
Yeah. What you have in the center is a huge emerald.
You know, each of these diamond pieces is so huge
They are.
that it can even be worn on a ring or as solitaire earrings.
On their own. And because of that, as you can see, the piece is not flexible. Right?
Because of the size of the diamonds, right?
Because of the size of
even
the
the
diamond.
emerald size is
big.
huge.
It's big.
Now I could do with a few more best friends like these.
Wow, what stone is this?
These are called yellow diamonds. They're naturally yellow diamonds.
These are diamonds.
Yes. Earlier, not many people would go for colored diamonds. But now, as the fashion sense has changed, a lot of people tend to go for colored diamonds.
Because this piece has very special, unique, and a different, glow.
Glow.
Traditionally, Maharashtrian jewelry hasn't been known to use a lot of color. But Pune seems to have a newfound fascination with color in its jewelry. Even traditional diamond settings are studded with colored gemstones.
This is a combination of emeralds and diamonds.
So there are more emeralds in this piece.
And since the emeralds are encased in the diamond border, they even glow more. Have a look at this.
Wow.
Now, can anything be more colorful and bright than this? These are amethyst and these are yellow topazes.
Right.
And they're
And the
encrusted
diamonds.
with diamonds.
Of late, there's a lot of infusion of colored stones and gems in jewelry.
Because now dressing sense, dressing styles have changed. So to go with that, jewelry also has to develop. Jewelry also has to change its look and feel, and it has to be versatile.
Although deeply embedded in tradition, the jewelry in Pune is versatile and is constantly transforming to keep up with modern trends. Pune bedazzled me with its exotic jewelry and dared me to try on its bold and contemporary ornaments. Here are some of my favorite pieces from the city. These diamond earrings are like the moonlight that can sparkle up any evening. This neck piece is inspired by the sun's rays. Bold, beautiful and majestic. I'd love to get my hands on these chic bangles. Pune is a great example of India's continuing fascination with ornamentation. For me, this city was like a glittering piece of heaven. The perfect place for jewelry-loving angels like me.